I got a bad feeling about this. America! That's the second time that thing has let me down. That fails in the same spot several times. I'm pretty pissed. It really pisses me off. I don't have anger problems. You have anger problems. All right, here's the situation. I love bees. In fact, I was about to get into beekeeping. I still will. But right over here, so we've got a hive that I was going to leave them be. I was working on my dad's Kawasaki mule, and you can kind of see the road in my backyard or side yard. So just doing test driving, just doing laps, you know, test the repairs. Well, one night, I think it was the 4th of July or near it, I drove by and I started feeling something on my back over here, and I got hit on my back and my neck right around here. The other day, I was standing about 10 feet away, just looking at them, and got lit up on my arm. I go in and I'm like, these are not normal bees, because honeybees are not like this. After very little research, I found out they're African. And like everything else from Africa, savage and violent. It doesn't belong here. So I've decided I'm going to take care of them myself. I haven't quite figured out exactly how to do it, but what I'm thinking, first of all, I knew there was a reason I bought that fencing helmet at the thrift store. I bought it for decoration, but I think it's actually going to come in handy. So I'm thinking, suit myself up. I found my old motorcycle jacket that's pretty heavy duty, because when I was reading about them, they will actually be able to sting through regular beekeeper suits. And I'm not talking about the Muslim garb, I'm talking about an actual beekeeper suit. So I got thinking, man, there's no way I can do this and not get it on camera. So whatever I decide to do, I'm going to get it on camera. But what I'm thinking, and I've thought about 20 different things. The reason I'm thinking the beekeeper suit is because I don't see a way to do this without getting right up on them. I was doing my squirrel patrol with my 12 gauge, and the 12 gauge would definitely take care of the hive, but most of them are going to survive. Obviously, gasoline is the first thing that came to mind, but how do I get the hive on fire without getting lit up? And there really isn't a way, because I'm going to have to get up on the hive. And I say I'm pretty close right now. From what I read, they will chase people down a mile away. A mile. Well, I'm like 20 feet away from them now. And they hit me when I was 10 to 12 feet away. And I had stood next to them beforehand. That's what was confusing. I had stood there before and just looked at them. Just watched them. I was like, oh, those are bees. But since I'm not a biologist, I didn't know they were African. But apparently it's a problem in America. There's like headlines from USA Today and other mainstream garbage. You know how deadly, like there's a deadly plague of killer bees across the Southeast America and the Midwest. Well, I can attest to it. It's true. Now, I'm not going to push my luck, but literally, like, I think 70 people a year die just in America. They didn't have a breakdown of which ones were from African bees, but they were averages 74 dead per year. Oh, and here's the crazy part. They killed horses. They'll attack cars. They're like they're not all there in the head. So I'm not going to leave them here. I don't care if they're doing pollinating. I want real bees here. American civilized bees, not African savage bees. It is cool though. You can see them, the drones. So there's workers, drones, and the queen, I guess. And you can see the, I'm gonna, oh, oh, I'm gonna, oh, I hope the audio picked that up. Sorry, I'm standing in the sun because I can see them coming if they're in front of me. But that's what I was about to talk about, was it's cool to watch them come hauling ass in. And they're all going in all different directions. Just, I guess those are the pollinators, which I don't know if that's a drone or a worker. It all sounds like work to me. But yeah, you can see them hauling in, going to the hive. Another one leaves. And then the workers, which I would assume are the workers, are walking around the outside, repairing it. Repairing the pellet holes I put in it after they stung me. I shot it full of pellets with just a pellet gun, not shotgun pellets. So I'm thinking, dump the gasoline on the ground, walk up to it, and chop it off, because it's on a vine. And it's pretty tall. So maybe I'll have to get a step ladder to cut it off. Snip it, watch it fall into where the gas is, and then I can get back to my porch. And I've got these pellets that I ordered from somewhere in the Middle East, not Middle East, Eastern Europe. They're incendiary, so when they hit, they pop, they flare up. I think that would be a cool justification for buying the incendiary pellets. Plus I can be at a safe distance, because they're already going to be going ape when the hive falls. And then when the fire comes, and that is an option, just drop a match. But I don't know, I'm just going to try to think this through. And allegedly there's some severe weather coming, so that might be to my benefit, so that I don't start a wildfire. Because I live right in the middle of a forest, as you can see. And it's a little on the dry side. It did rain a few days ago, but still. Not to mention right over here is my hose, my water hose. But that's the least of my concern. Burning down the whole entire neighborhood is the least of my concern. The most of my concern is getting lit up with 50 or 100 of them. And I don't know. I don't think I'm allergic to bees. I've been stung dozens and dozens of times. But these are African. And when 30 or 40 of them get on you, that could be a problem. And they also said in the article, one of them, they'll look for anything uncovered. Like, they're not just going to stop. Like, oh, well, we didn't find any skin, so we're going to go home. Like, and I guess when they attack, they sacrifice themselves. So these are not some punk bees. These are like vicious, aggressive bees. So we'll see here. I don't have to make a decision right now, but I don't like anything from nature, anything showing aggression towards me. That's not even not even from nature. Like any animal, any human, I don't like having any aggression. Like, I will fight back. It's an instinct. It's not like I decide, I'm angry that this dog snarled at me. No, it's just an instinct. It's like, well, what? Yesterday I was at the credit union. Some little stupid dog, little yappy dog. You know, you park your car next to somebody else, you get out, and in the passenger window from the next guy's next to you, this little yappy dog is going, rah, 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 rah. I wish I could just jerk it right out of there and throttle him, just choke him. I don't have anger problems. You have anger problems. Yeah, I hear the clouds moving in, so that's not the main fact. Oh, man, I'm all jumpy. Anytime something touches me, I'm like, that was a leaf. All right, well, I want to just get some commentary for this, because probably the rest of this will just be me getting covered in bees and burning to death. So at least you have a narration. There's an explanation of why I'm on the ground burning, covered in bees. All right, I'm gonna try to get up another closer shot. I know in Final Cut you can zoom in, but I'm only running 1080. So actually maybe that's what I'll do. I'll get some 4K of the narrow, because this is just a GoPro. It's not great. So I'll do 4K and do the narrow field of view and try to get as good a shot as possible without getting lit up, because they will attack, like I've mentioned. Okay, this is 4K. I'm running 60 frames because I might be able to catch some of them in flight. I could do slow motion, but I want to use linear. I can't use narrow. I have to use linear. So that's better than wide angle. But I'm going to concentrate here, because if I see them coming or I feel one on me, I'm ditching. I'm about 10 feet away. Yeah, those aren't regular honeybees. All right, that's enough. Not pressing my luck. All right, well, I'm gonna dust off the gears in my brain and try to figure out the best way to do this. Well, it's the day of reckoning. I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do, but I did get my armor ready. This is the exact distance the other night I was standing. That's over 30 feet. And I had my flashlight, and I could see one coming. I mean, he was curving a little bit, but he was coming straight at me. Kind of like a Sidewinder missile. It was locked on. That's when I knew they had to go. This is also a mic check. I'm using my DJI mic. I can't remember which model. It was the better model, because I remember debating and researching. There was a Mini, which I'm sure is a great mic. I think this is just the original, but the newer version, it was pricier. And I paid I overpaid big time. Actually, I'm gonna quit rambling because I don't have to edit all this out. I wanted to get a shot the day of the doomsday. I want to get a shot of the apocalypse that's about to happen for these African bees. I can't have that kind of a danger in my yard. When I walk around trying to kill squirrels, I can't even go near it. That's a problem. Man, if they were regular bees, I would be bringing them tea, fried chicken, whatever they wanted. I love bees. But these are not your average American bees, because they're not American at all. All right, it looks like the microphone is working, so hopefully I can get some footage out of this. I might actually document my armor, because if I die, somebody can at least review the footage and go, okay, well, that's not adequate. But I'm kind of excited, because I actually do have some legit armor from the medieval times. I have a hat, I forgot what it's called, and I have a chest thing, I forgot what it's called. Gambeson, maybe? I don't know. It's the liner, it's the thick cotton liner that goes underneath your helmet. It's actually legit armor. But layers is the key, friends. Layers is the key. These things will go through typical beekeeper suits. These will sting through it. So we're not dealing with your average bees here. And they're not going to quit. So once it's on, it is on until Thunderdome. 2-man enter, 1-man leave. And I plan on being that man. All right, let's move on. I want to teach you about the 6 P's. Prior planning prevents piss poor performance. So, we're going to get ready for this African apocalypse. Now, I've already touched this up a little bit. You want to make sure that your blades are nice and sharp. And we'll find a vine to get our technique down. We just touch that up a little bit. See a little raggedy edge. Just file it down nice and smooth. And you want to stretch. Make sure your muscles are good and ready. And always be ready for a follow-up, because you can miss the first time. And that's okay. But you got to stay calm and continue to cut. We had an alteration. The microphone was not working earlier, but that's okay because we've decided to go a different direction. We will, however, have matches as backup. But I had actually thought about it last night and just forgot until today. It's very hard to light matches, so the torch is a more, boom, immediate. Also, you need to get the technique down with this, because that's going to be the second step of this apocalypse, is filling the hole. The hole's about that big, and I'm just going to, for 2 or 3 seconds, to just fill it up with this foaming poison. So anybody trying to get out, dead man walking, dead man flying. There's our target over there. I'm actually taking a huge risk by even talking about my plans this close. They could have ears on. Also, completely a side note, when I first came out here, I heard a squirrel making a stupid squirrel sound, so we might get a squirrel apocalypse on video too. Why do you ask? Why do I hate them? Because these 2 peach trees that had about 400 peaches on them got completely decimated by them. That's why. Okay, well, I guess I'm just going to go find a vine to do some warm-up strokes. But our gas is ready. Carpenter bee and ground nesting yellow jacket killer. Our fire. And again, I'm going to go find a vine. Always got to be ready for them. A similar sized tree branch. Here's a sapling. Yeah, that was a good one. Oh, I should have done it higher so I could have done another. Actually, I shot a squirrel somewhere over here yesterday. Oh yeah, she's ready. Smells like victory. All right, I've got some cool armor to show you. It's not what you expect. So I guess I'm going to get my mind right. Go through the plan. And suit up and take care of business. Stand by. All right, I just want to go over this. I went to an expert website to figure out how the experts take care of African bees. So this is all perfectly expert, signed off on, and all we have to do is implement it. So this is our equipment list. Armor, full body, 2 layers, head to toe, tape, joints, or any openings. A step ladder, got it. Pruning shears, got it. With machete as backup, got it. Gasoline and brake cleaner, got it, and it's over there. A torch, got it. Matches as backup, got it. Wasp hornet spray, close enough. So these are our instructions. Approach hive and spray opening with poison for about 3 seconds. Pour gas under the hive. Place ladder and climb with the shears. Cut the vine. Retreat with ladder and dispose of both shears and ladder approximately 10 feet. Spray hive with brake cleaner. Retreat if necessary, killing all bees with hands as soon as possible. Or poison. Side note, difficult with gloves. Now there is an asterisk up here on the very first line item called approach hive and spray opening with poison. The asterisk says optional expert mode. Tape the entrance shut. That sounds like a good idea to cut the poison off, cut the thread off at the source. However, the reason I'm not going to do that is because I won't be able to handle the tape with the gloves, and I'm sure not taking my gloves off because that's exactly where they're going to go. So all you experts out there, or maybe if you have some really dexterous gloves that are bee-proof, that sounds like a great idea. Fill it with poison, stick some Gorilla Tape on it. I think it would stick, and you only need it to stick for about 4 or 5 seconds until you can get the thing on the ground, and it's just nothing but hellfire. So those are the expert tips from expert websites done by expert bee hunters. So let's move on to the next phase. When selecting brake cleaner, you want to make sure it's a full can. We're going to war. Shout out to O'Reilly's. Got our brake cleaner. Well, there we go. Hopefully we can push that down. We'll do some warm-ups with the gloves. All right, and let's get the hose ready. Oh, I forgot to get the... Sorry, guy. You're in the way. Okay. So now all we have to do is crank it over there and drag it. That is the least of my concerns, though. And this hose is really horrible. If it's got any partial kink at all, it shuts off. All right, we'll stage the... We'll lean the fire extinguisher up against that tree. Water, fire extinguisher. I cannot believe how much I'm procrastinating on this. And I will admit the main reason is because, so I guess I'm kind of weird in this way. I hate dressing and undressing. I don't even like trying on clothes. Like if I go buy clothes, I don't even try them on. That's how much I hate getting undressed and dressing. And this is going to take like 25 minutes to get everything together. And it's very hot. That's why I don't have a shirt on. It's already hot and like 99% humidity. But I have an interesting secret weapon to show you guys here in a few minutes. So stand by for a special treat. I'll give you a hint. It's race car inspired. All right. I think this is the one that was in my car. It's full. And it is, 10/20/24. Cool. Really, really smart person put the date on it. And the classification is 10-B and C. So it's good for bees and children. Perfect. Oh, what do we have here? Huh. Oh, really? Looks like we got another video coming up. All right, we don't need to get any closer because they have, I forgot to mention, they have gotten increasingly aggressive, which is strange. You would have thought they'd be the same 2 weeks ago as they are today, but that's not true. That's why I'm having to kill them. When I first discovered them, I walked right up next to them and was looking in from 10 feet. And I've been working on my dad's mule for a couple weeks, and you can see the trail in the yard. So I would finish up here and do a loop around the yard, and I passed by it 30 times. One time, though, at night, I think it was July 4th. I guess I skimmed it or something. I don't think I did, but for some reason, maybe they were jumpy because of all the explosions. But I had two get on me over on the other side of the yard. My neck and my arm, I think. Or maybe the arm was a separate time. They got me like 3 times. 2 times that night, and then once another day. All right, I'm rambling. I'm procrastinating because I'm dreading having to get all these clothes on. And here's the problem. When this starts, you can't just stop. They all have to be dead. And that's going to be very difficult when they're, let's just say 50 are on me. I'm going to have to literally be beating the crap out of myself for 20 minutes trying to kill everyone. That's best case scenario. That's they didn't get through. On the expert list that I got from the expert website, they recommended EpiPen in case they do get through and I have anaphylactic shock. Well, I don't have that, and I don't even have Benadryl, I don't believe. So this is a high risk exercise we're doing. I wanted to mention this. In my mind, I'm already a famous YouTube billionaire, okay? I can see into the future. I want all you naysayers and all you people wagging your finger at, oh, he had it so easy. I want you to remember what I went through to become a famous YouTube billionaire. Believe it or not, I have better things to do than be killing African bees. I know it's hard to believe. I know. But I want you to remember when I'm a billionaire, famous YouTube billionaire, you remember I'm from the streets. I was from the gutters, and I worked my way up the honest American way. America! All right. Let's assemble some more of our weaponry. Let's sit this here for a second. We need to look at the slope of the ground and figure out, there goes a bee right there. Man, they're big. We're going to come in, just sit the ladder facing up on the back side. So it's sloped like this. We're going to put the step ladder right there to the right. 1, 2 steps, maybe 3 if we have to reach. Clunk. It's going to fall right at the foot of the step stool. Grab the footstool and the shears and toss them to the side, which will be somewhere around there. Getting it out of the way, because we're going to be warring. We don't need to be tripping over shears and machetes and step ladders and gasoline. Yeah, right there. Right hand, set it down, open it up with your thumb. Calmly walk up. Cluck. Perfect. Yeah, let's do a couple practices. Okay, here's the hive. Sorry, I'm trying to hold this microphone. I think it's diminishing returns there. So I'm not going to be holding this. This is why you practice. Okay. Oh, okay, I see. So we need to angle it towards us. Boom. It's going to be shaky. Toss it. Not quite that hard, but deliberately. Don't even worry about closing it up. Okay. Actually. Yeah. We'll have the can already on the ground. We'll drop the can. So we've sprayed the poison. Lean it towards us. See my forearm? Pushing the button, rocking it back. It's all one motion. Clunk. Dropped. Tossed. Brake cleaner. We won't even notice they're on us. Once we notice that the fire is fully engaged and killing them all, then we will start to assess where they at and add fuel if needed. All right, we'll run through it one more time before go time. This is how you inoculate yourself from their venom. It's just like snakes. And obviously a whole cheesecake. Every expert African bee assassinator knows these tips. Got an exciting update. You ever heard the saying, even a blind squirrel can find a nut from time to time? Well, this blind squirrel has found a nut. I just had a stroke of genius and remembered, shout out to, what's his name? Cletus McFarlane. I just found his channel and watched a few of his videos. And his mom had bees. And I remember her saying, the reason they smoke them is the smoke interferes with the pheromones in their communication. So I just figured out that that's going to be step one, is I'm going to start the fire. I'm going to throw some leaves on it. Hopefully it's not too windy and it goes up. But that's one way that I'm going to avoid all the bees attacking me. They're going to be disoriented. They're not going to be able to communicate with each other if they're completely covered in smoke. So I wanted to point that out. I just thought about it. Obviously I didn't come up with it, but I did just remember it. So that's going to be our very first step. Dump the gasoline. I'll have some leaves, possibly. Well, there kind of already are leaves, but I want a pile. Actually, that's what I'll do. I'll have this ready. I'll have that ready with some leaves from right here. And we'll get the fire going. We're going to have to use a lot of gas because this fire is going to need to go for about 2-3 minutes at least. A lot of gas. Light it. Actually. Of course, it's breezy today when it's never breezy. And that's a fact. It is never breezy in the summertime. That's my biggest complaint. That's why I get so hot. So we're going to dump gas, cover it with leaves, dump some more gas, just because, light it, then the ladder, then the chomp, then the toss. The poison will be in there somewhere. All right. We're getting down to the wire now. It's almost go time. We're going to do last rehearsal. Because there's a timer. Once I suit up, there's a timer because of the heat, and I have other things to do. So let's go through this amended battle plan. Approach the hive, dump the leaves, dump the gas, light the fire. Now see step 1. Approach the hive and spray opening with poison, about 3 seconds. Skip that step. Place ladder and climb with shears. Cut the vine. Retreat with ladder and dispose of both shears and ladder, approximately 10 feet. Spray the hive with brake cleaner. Retreat if necessary, killing all bees with hands as soon as possible, or poison them, which is difficult with gloves. So here's a mock-up. Here's the house. That's north. Here's the tree. And there's the hive. This X is where we're going to place the ladder. The leaves are going to be underneath with the fire coming upwards. Yes, I'm in danger, but I do have multiple layers on. The water is here. The fire extinguisher is here next to the tree. So we're going to approach from this angle. Do our business. Throw the ladder and shears over here. I will retrieve the brake cleaner. And I'll have this also. So I can have hands free. I may even just go get the sheath and sheath this so I can have it on me. Although I have a lot of faith in these shears, nobody ever plans to have to use backup. That's why they have backups. So let's go through this real quick. We want to move as slowly as possible. Because when you act aggressive, that's when they act aggressive. So we're just going to mosey on over there. We're going to have the leaves in that. Dump the leaves, dump the gas, lay this down. Boom. Fire is raging. Smoke is rising. Place ladder. Maybe I'll hang the shears off of here. Toss. The one step I forgot, which is why you practice. After we start the fire, I'm going to fill the hole with poison, 2 to 3 seconds. I can dump that or reholster. A tactical reload would probably be best because there's going to be a lot going on. So let's go get some leaves. Yeah, we definitely want to practice pressing the button with these gloves. Oh yeah, good to go. Because what we don't want is our thumb. I have to use the thumb because it's the shortest. But we don't want the pointer finger falling over it and blocking it, and I'm spraying myself with brake cleaner. That is not ideal. Okay, we can drop this. Once we cut it off, we can toss it. Oh shit, so much wood. Now we're gonna go dry these out in the sun a little bit, so they all ignite. But we want some of them wet, so they don't all flare up and burn out like that. We want to have different stages. We have the ultra dry, it immediately flames up. As the wet leaves are smoldering and smoking and steaming, then as the water evaporates, then they'll catch. That'll give us another 30, 45 seconds of fire. Oh yeah, beautiful. What I might do, I might even, right before the launch, is throw some gas on the leaves already. That might make it a little bit easier. The least amount of steps, the better. All right, I feel comfortable with that. Let's go through it one time real quick. Let's assume the leaves already have gas. Dump leaves. Flip the thing out of the way. Light the leaves. Throw it out of the way. Place ladder. Back up. When I dispose of this, come back up with the poison. Toss it. Yeah, we'll do a tactical reload on that. Ladder. Step up. Shears. Curls. Back up. Toss the ladder. And kill all the rest of them that are squirming in their own agony. All right. Next step. We'll do our final recon. We'll suit up and we'll assault the hive. I mean, that's all there is to do. All right, this is the base layer. Starting in the breeches, this thick, heavy canvas for vines and I guess technically snakes, but they're not snake proof. They're just real thick canvas, and of course Under Armour. One, it helps you wick sweat away, and also it's armor. I almost forgot. I'm going to be extremely hot. It's probably pushing 100 degrees out there and 98% humidity. So I've got a little trick to stay cool. This is a Cool Shirt made by Cool Shirt Systems. This has absolutely changed my life. It was race car inspired, battery powered. There's a water bladder that you fill with ice or cold packs. You turn it on and it pumps ice cold water, keeping your core temperature down. I'm going to save the coldness because when I get hot, oh, I forgot to plug it in. When I get hot, if at my worst, I can have the thing full of ice and it's freezing cold in a half hour. It gets room temperature. But I've got 2 cold packs in there, which are not as cold, but they do last longer. So I'm trying to get over 30 minutes of, it's not a comfort issue, it's actually a medical condition I have where my body cannot regulate temperature. So this is a necessity to do anything outside in the summer. Okay, let's test it. Now, this is kind of thick, military. Meanwhile, the chest is another sweat wicking layer. Yeah, I'm going to have leather gloves coming up here. I have been dreading this. Such a waste of my time. Next, we've got hunting bibs. They're heavily insulated. One layer is going inside the rubber boot. This layer will go outside. I usually have wardrobe people to help with this, but they're taking a religious holiday off today. Oh boy, why do I feel water draining down me? Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's not good. Shh. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's ruined on my leg. Oh my gosh. Oh, dude, this sucks. Oh my gosh. I'm losing all my water somehow. Where's it coming out? Oh my gosh. Don't tell me the membrane inside is, I'm soaked. I don't know what's going on. I know I'm soaked now. That's gonna be nice. This is why I don't like using this thing. It is a pain to get on and off. But when you have no other choice, you have no other choice. Well, if it leaks out a lot, I can't use this because it'll run dry. Oh, that does feel good. I am absolutely drenched. And it's still draining. Oh my. This thing is very expensive. That's why I'm upset. Just this shirt, I lost a bunch of weight, so I had to buy another shirt. It was like pushing $200. It's like $165 plus tax and shipping. This is like $700 or $800. Well, this has turned out to a screw Cool Shirt. I do have a complaint. I used the thing like once or twice the first time, and it sat in a closet for not a long period of time, months. I went to use it, and the plastic membrane had cut. Just one of the joints had separated, and it wasn't from use. It was manufacturing. Now, I believe they did send another one, But my dad surprised me, so I don't know if he bought it or they did it for free. Oh wow, yeah, it's coming out of here. This whole operation is screwed. Right there. This has never left this backpack. It's never been under any stress at all. In fact, I babied this thing because this did it the first time. The first 2 times, excuse me. Shouldn't even rip there. I think it would rip down here where there's actually pressure on it. Yep. Basically the same thing I did before. This just separated. It has not been under stress. It's separated right here. So when you put pressure on it, it moves the water up, it just dumps. Look, I can stick my finger in there. And there's nothing I can do about this. This sucks, man. I don't know what I'm going to do with the bees now. I mean, maybe I can do this really quickly, but now I'm burning up hot already. Shit, I did not expect this. We're going to have to make this quick. This sucks, man. That's the second time that thing has let me down. That is the second time that thing has let me down. And I haven't even used it that often. Like I was saying earlier, it's a pain. And you have to carry ice around in a cooler. And it lasts for like 30, 45 minutes tops. And you got to go back, take the backpack off, dump the old, return it. It's a pain. But I could deal with it. I can't deal with it not working. I'm going to have to call the company. I think they're actually in Tennessee. That's not good. Man, this is not good at all. I'm already dying of sweat. I'm pretty pissed. All right, the next layer is a thick mossy oak Carhartt. Yeah, we need to do this fast. This is the armor from the medieval stuff. Very thick padding. This is a fire retardant. Neck gaiter type deal. Hamas mask. Yeah, I've got to be able to breathe. Now, I don't even know if this helmet's going to fit, to be quite honest. It was pretty snug earlier, and that was before this. Oh, man, it's right there at it. This plan is already not going very well. How does a safety pin get stuck in the material? Can somebody please tell me that? Gah! When in doubt, force it. You can apply that to every area of life. All right, let's go get the gloves. We're gonna make this fast. Man, every single aspect of this sucks. I'm screaming in my head, don't do this. Get this cool suit fixed. I was not planning on doing this in a rush. That makes me make mistakes. Dude, this sucks. I got a bad feeling about this. Man, I can barely breathe. I'm going to trust my gut. I'm calling it. We got to get that cold suit. Tell you what, this really pisses me off. I spent all this time and effort getting it ready, and my equipment failed. Very expensive equipment failed. So I guess this is going to turn into a two-part. I got to get out of here in a second, but I want to close this video up. I'm going to call Cool Shirt, and I'm going to tell them what's going on. This is the second time they have let me down in a very important time. And this technically is a life and death situation to me. This is not because I don't want to be uncomfortable. In fact, I love the warmth. So I'm going to call Cool Shirt, and I'm going to tell you what they said, and that's going to depend on how this video goes. So it's either going to be actually, I can barely praise them now. This is the second time, and it's the same issue. So I'll get back to you. I got to get this crap off of me. I'm sorry. I have to trust my gut on this.
Thank you for calling Cool Shirt Systems. We are unable to take your call at this time. Please leave a message and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Or shoot us an email at sales@coolshirt.com. Thank you.
Hello?
Hi, this is Paula from Cool Shirt. Paul?
Is it Paul?
Paula.
Okay. I need to speak with somebody in sales or management, please. That can help me deal with this.
I'm in sales. What can I do for you?
I've had a Cool Shirt for many years. I don't use it that often, and now I remember why. This problem that I've had has popped up 3 times. And what it is the membrane that holds the water and the ice has split. Just where the weld is, it just split. Not under pressure, on my back, and it dumped cold water all over me. And that's not the problem. The problem is this is a life or death issue for me. I have a medical condition that I have from the military, and this is the second big event that I was not able to attend because of the Cool Shirt failure. So I want to see how you guys want to proceed, because I'm going to do a video on YouTube, and how you react to this is going to determine the direction of the video. This is wrong to sell something so expensive that fails in the same spot several times.
Understood. I understand what you're saying. I understand you're upset. The problem is that Cool Shirt that you bought it from, we have a new owner. We do not. That is not the same company. Okay? I don't know how old your unit is. And it's a mobile unit, correct?
Yes. It's a shirt with a backpack. It's probably 3 or 4 years old, and I've used it maybe 10 times.
Okay, understood. I do understand your frustration. The problem that I have right now is that we don't have any backpacks yet. They are coming, they're in production, but we don't have them yet. So, if you could send me an email with all of this information, and, if you want to send a video or if you want to just send a picture, I will send it over to management and see what we can do.
Okay. Well, it's not the backpack itself. It's just the rubber membrane.
Okay. Yeah, that may not be something that we'll be able to fix. But it's possible. I don't know. I'll run it through management and see what they say, and maybe we can get you in order for the very first backpack that comes, being that it's a medical thing, and then we'll just play it by ear. Like I said, I need to send it over to management, and like I said, I do understand your frustration. You're not the first person that has gotten something from the old Cool Shirt that was not up to par. Okay.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Yep.
Yeah. Send something over to me at sales. So that's SALES at coolshirt COOLSHIRT.com.
All right.
And then I will direct it where it needs to go.
Okay. I appreciate your help, Paul.
Okay? You're very welcome. You have a great day.
You do the same.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye. Now I feel bad because it's not their fault, but at the same time, when you buy a company, you buy the good and the bad. But she handled it. Sound like a dude, but handled it like an experienced sales rep. So let's assume they fix it. Let's assume I fix it and I'll move on. I would have a lot better chance of going back to them in the future for two reasons. One, they don't have to technically fix it. They probably should in the big scheme of things, because like I said, when you buy a company, you buy the baggage and the goodwill. But I would be more likely, because they're going above and beyond, because they could tell me to go piss off. And I expected that actually to happen. But, all right, we'll see where this video goes.